Do you get? Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay. So Hassan, do you get this part? You had a question? See, Hassan, let's redo it. That was volume, right? That's concentration, right? So formula says N is equals to C times, right? So C is 2.25 and V is 50, right? But the problem is the unit for volume here is cubic centimeter and the unit for concentration here is cubic decimeter. So it's a mismatch. So there are two possibilities. Either you convert this cubic centimeter into cubic decimeter. That's the recommended thing. For that, you have to divide it 1,000. That's what I read. We get it now. Hassan, are you with us? Yeah, I am waiting for your response. Do you get it now or you don't get it? Are you sure you get it? Okay, that's fine. Now, that is the moles of, let's write it here. 0.1125 is the moles for HCl. And we calculated moles for zinc that for around 0.07, right? Now there is, very important thing. What you need to do is see if you compare both of these in the given equation, what you find here is zinc and HCl basically are consumed, are used up to make hydrogen. But zinc is basically consumed kind of slower than HCl because for every 1 mole of zinc, there are 2 moles of HCl being used, right? So technically speaking, if we just try to figure this out, which one is consumed more faster or which one of these will end up more quickly, zinc or HCl? How would you decide that? So for example, in order to understand this thing, we can take an example. Let's say I'm using, water and I'm using some sugar to make a juice, right? And let's say I take, for example, 1 spoon of sugar and a glass of water, maybe a jug of water. So, and I want to make up only one glass of juice. So, which of these two, think and then answer, water or sugar, which of these two will end up, faster, will be consumed, more? Is that water or is that sugar? Yeah, that's nice. Because all of the sugar, would be consumed in making up this juice, right? Since we have a bulk of water, we still have a couple of, glasses left in a jug, right? Do you get this part? Anmol, do you get it?
Yes, sir.
That means here in zinc and in HCl, what happens is that you can see, just go through the numbers. It's 1 and it's 2 here. So whichever has a greater number is basically consumed faster. And the one with a smaller number basically is consumed, at a slower rate. So it's like, you know, 2 here and 1 here. So basically this was basically consumed, faster. So what do we do next? We just have to then solve this question by considering only HCl and not zinc. So we'll just ignore zinc since zinc would be still left, and we're going to use these moles. That's for HCl moles, and we have to figure out hydrogen. So according to the equation, HCl and hydrogen are related by 2 mole is to 1 mole. Yeah, Hassan, that's correct. Because, you know, the quantity which is more would be left, right? So as I told you, water would be left. All of the sugar would be consumed. So now we have 0.1125 moles. So this would be x moles. Let's figure x out. So 2x is equals to 0.1125. X would be equals to 0.1125 over 2. So that would be 0.05, right? That's moles. Now, they wanted us to find out the volume. So do you know a formula that relates moles with volume? So we have this formula since we have moles. That's 0.056. Volume is unknown. That's 24. So we have to just shift it and multiply it with 24. What do we get? We get 1.35. So that's it. Now, you guys get this part? Is this understood?
Yes.
1 mark. Yeah. The problem is, you're supposed to use a calculator, right? So you don't have to worry about the working we are doing. So since it's just the beginning, it is a bit difficult, but over time you'll find it very easy. And a time will come when you would only use a calculator to just solve it. So let's try this question and this question. So calcium carbonate is 100. I'm just giving you MRs. Carbon dioxide is 44, and here we have sodium 23, water 18. So that's the piece of information you would need to solve for a point. Don't worry about time. Just take your time and come with the correct answer. Okay? What are you trying to solve this? Yeah, first we have to always calculate moles. Done. Okay, let's see that what's the answer. Don't worry about it. No worries, no problems. So for question 5, it says a 0.5 gram sample of calcium carbonate. That's CaCO3. Okay. So we have mass, we have to figure out moles. So the formula is mass over MR, right? Mass is 0.5, and I already told you guys about MR, that's 100. So you can use 100. So the answer comes out to be 0.005, right? Moles. Now they want us to find out volume of carbon dioxide. That's here. So for 1 mole of CaCO3, I have 1 mole of carbon dioxide. So if I'm having 0.005 moles, that basically would be 0.005 moles, right? So 0.005 moles of carbon dioxide are formed, but they are interested in volume. So then I can use this formula, volume upon 24, that's 0.005 times 24 is equals to V, or V is equals to 25 times 0.004, that would be 0.12. Yeah, that's point one. So do you both get this part? Anmol, are you following? Beta, is this clear to you?
Sir, how, after you calculated the answer for CaCO3, how did you do the other one?
I used the equation and I wrote the number of moles, what I see in the equation, that's one. If I don't see anything, that's one. So I wrote one for CaCO3 and one for CO2. Okay. And then I used the ratio proportion technique to come up with number of moles of carbon dioxide to find out my X. So that's X. Do you get this?
Yes, sir.
And then I just timed it at 24 and I had this answer. Do you understand? Better don't be shy. You can ask as many questions as possible. Don't worry about it. So is this understood?
Yes, sir.
Let's try question five. I'll wait for you guys to solve question five. Hassan, I think, has already done question five, but I'll wait for, you know, it says the equation for the reaction of sodium and water is unknown. What is the volume of hydrogen gas when 18.4 grams of sodium reacts with water? So they are interested in hydrogen and sodium. So I'm having mass of sodium that is 18.4 grams, and I can convert it into moles. That's mass over mR. So 18.4 divided by sodium is 23. So that's 0.8 moles of sodium. So now you have to see the equation and you have to write the coefficients. The coefficient of sodium is 2 and the coefficient of hydrogen is 1. So that's the coefficients, and then you use the number of moles we just calculated. This becomes X. You cross multiply it. So this becomes zero point 0.4 moles. But they're not interested in moles, they're interested in volume. Then we can still use the same formula. 0.4 is equals to volume upon 24. So we have 9.6 liters as the answer. Do you guys get this part?
Yes, sir.
Let's try question number 23. Potassium carbonate is K2CO3, where K is 39, C is 12, and O is 16, and CO2 is 44. So is it done? Shall I wait or you are unable to attempt it? I'll wait. No worry.
आज उसका मेन्यू मैंने अखबार में देखा, वो मैरियट का मेन्यू भी है जो उसके अखबार में पाया। उसमें दो तीन चीजें हैं जिन्होंने मुझे पता ही नहीं है उसमें की नहीं।
Hasn't done? Anmol done? Okay, that's okay. Anmol, are you with us? So the question
Yes, sir.
talks about the volume of carbon dioxide and mass of potassium carbonate. That's this. So as usual, what do we do? Since we have mass, we find out moles, right? So that's 69 divided by mr. So K2CO3. Let's find out K2CO3 is mr. So that's 39 for each potassium times 2 plus 12 plus 16 times 3. So that's 138. Now, this becomes 138. 69 divided by 138 is basically 0.5 moles. Okay, so we have zero point 0.5 moles of K2CO3. If we see this equation, so K2CO3 and carbon dioxide are basically 1:1, right? That's one and that's one. Do you guys get this part? So zero point 0.5 moles will basically form 0.5 moles. You can just write X and then get the same answer still. So we have zero point 0.5 moles of carbon dioxide, but moles are not required. Volume is required. So I can multiply it with 24. What do I get? I get 12. Do we have any option? Do you guys get this? Is this understood?
Yes, sir.
Let's try this question. Sodium carbonate is Na2CO3. Sodium is 23, carbon is 12, oxygen is 16, and what else? Carbon dioxide is it's 44. Want to try it? Done? I'll wait. You have your answer? You're going to go with 6? Anmol, you haven't tried? Okay, let's find out. 26.5 grams is for sodium carbonate, right? What's the MR for sodium carbonate? So that's 106. Anmol, are you with us?
Yes, sir.
I just asked you a question about MR. So we have 0.25 moles. Now, we have 0.25 moles. Now the question is, they want us to find out carbon dioxide. So we can see it's 1:1. So basically this should be 0.25 moles of carbon dioxide, right? So 0.25 times 24 gives us 6. That's correct. That's nice. Good job. So I think we can stop here and we can continue in the next class. Okay. Would that work?
Okay, sir.
Okay. Take care. Allah Hafiz. Assalamu alaikum.
Sir.